Welcome back. Let's take you here now. President Cyril Ramaphosa has concluded the 9th and final Presidential Imbizo for this cycle in Tsomo in the Eastern Cape. Natasha Phiri joins us live now. Natasha, thank you so much for your time. Just talk to us about, just some of the major concerns that residents raised.
Thank you so much, United. Of course, to our SABC viewers, indeed, quite a plethora of grievances from the citizens here in Tsomo, raising issues of the high unemployment rate, issues around gender-based violence. And, coming from that, there's so many incidences in this area where the elderly, especially elderly women are actually violated and raped. And this is a huge issue of concern. The president saying that really something needs to be done about it. Of course, we can see the president there walking out. United, we really actually want to try get a doorstop, but we've been told that unfortunately we are not allowed to get any closer. Let me try get the spokesperson, the presidential spokesperson. Vincent, we're live on SABC. Can we please talk to you, sir? Yes, please. Can we talk to the president if we can't talk to you? Can we please talk to the president, sir?
Sorry?
Can we talk to the president? Can we get a doorstop? Okay, we're trying to get a doorstop. Okay, since Vincent can't talk, I know time can't talk. We know the breaking story for today, the remission of sentence for former President Jacob Zuma. What does the presidency have to say about that?
No, the president signed a remission of sentence for a number of prisoners. It wasn't specific to one particular individual. So it just so happened that he formed part of that process as it was decided by the DSC.
So there's nothing special about the former president?
No.
And are you not concerned about what people have been saying on social media? Why release prisoners?
No. It's the Department of Correctional Services did clarify that there's a shortage of bed. You have a high percentage of overcrowding in prisons, which leads to all sorts of other problems in prisons, even a rise of gangsterism, etc., etc. Therefore, they then embarked on this process for all your non-violent offenders that have been released on remission. So it's a much broader process that covers a wide array of the prison population, trying to ensure that you reduce the levels of overcrowding in prisons.
I think the problem for most people is just the timing.
No, I can't speak on that, but to the extent that this process has been followed, there's nothing that can be identified as illegal or outside of the law.
Mr. Magwenya, thank you so much. Let me not keep you. We also had you're joined by the UGM leader, Mr. I Holomisa. You're also here at this Presidential Imbizo, the last one. But before we get to that, we've been trying to get reactions the whole day as SABC News in regards to the remission of sentence of the former President Jacob Zuma.
Well, by look of things, it looks like it's legal what the government has done. And let us focus on developing South Africa and not be fixated to one individual. Because Mr. Zuma never got out of jail on his own volition. Some officials did release him. Why don't we punish those officials and leave Zuma alone?
On the issues of today, you also joined this Presidential Imbizo as, a UDM leader. What do you think about this model, specifically here in the Eastern Cape? Is it something that's actually working for the people here?
Well, it's the first time that I attended a government Imbizo. And I hope that the promises they've made here will be fulfilled. But we know that in the past there has been a lot of promises which were never fulfilled. So, but I'm happy that at least there seems to be a focus to develop the rural areas. So I was happy to be here, and I'm going to monitor. That's my job, oversight.
So do you think that this is a campaigning tool perhaps by the governing party?
No, the Imbizos have long been announced. So this was the turn of the Eastern Cape. Still too early to accuse them. They must deliver services.
And how will you ensure accountability? You talk about accountability. How will you ensure accountability? That all these projects, all these commitments and promises that were made today actually gain fruition?
Well, of course, there will be a lot of questions being asked to ministers in Parliament. and also write to DGs as a follow-up to find out. You promised that you are going to bring water to these villages. How far have you gone?
But do you think that this mechanism of DDMs is actually working? Does it really ensure that all three spheres of government actually work together for the greater good of the people? Because what you find in such instances is that the municipalities on the ground are the ones that actually don't implement these projects. I mean, the Minister of Culture was actually lamenting this very same thing in the morning, saying that there was a project that they went to go visit, a waterworks project, but it's taking them 10 years to actually implement that project.
What has embarrassed the local government is nothing else but high level of corruption. And to make things worse, some of the municipalities do not have qualified people like engineers. So maybe what they are trying to do now is to avoid working in silos. Hopefully it will deliver.
Mr. Holomisa, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Of course, that was UDM leader Bantu Holomisa. And also, United, just echoing what the president had said, he had actually said that municipalities, it's high time that municipalities actually do deliver. He had promised that there is going to be no money that will be lost in the implementation of these projects, and that national government will actually crack the whip. And this is the same message that he gave at the last Presidential Imbizo in Burgersfort in the Sekhukhune district, where he says that it's high time national government cracks the whip on municipalities that actually do not, perform. And these are just some of the sentiments that are actually coming out here of the Presidential Imbizo. Of course, we did try speaking to the president on that breaking news earlier on, but of course, his presidential spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya, had actually weighed in on this issue. This is the last and the 9th installment of the first leg of this Presidential Imbizo. Of course, the second phase under the theme Siyahlola will be implemented soon. Just talking to some officials, some had said that as late as next year, they're still going to go back to the Northwest province. And of course, this is where the first Imbizo was, in the Northwest. And of course, the second leg of the Presidential Imbizo will be now looking at issues around implementation of these projects. We heard the president not mincing his words, Unati, saying that these projects must come to fruition and in tighter time frames. So these are just some of the things that came out of the 9th and the last installment of the Presidential Imbizo, coming to you all the way from the Chris Hani district. With that said, it's back to you in studio.
Natasha, thank you so much for your time and that update. Of course, our politics reporter Natasha Phiri coming to us live there from Tsomo in the Eastern Cape, touching on various issues, including service delivery, oversight, as well as accountability, obviously speaking to various people, including the president's spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya, responding there following former President Jacob Zuma's release on remission.